Hi everyone, thanks for joining us tonight on this beautiful Tuesday night to listen to women's health. So let's start. Oh, sorry, my dogs are barking in the background, but that's okay. Oh, sorry, you have to excuse me, this is the first time I've done this. If it's not clicking. There we go. So, hormones. Lots of people sometimes go to the doctors to see if their hormone tests are out, and sometimes their blood serum tests can be inaccurate for hormone evaluation because 90% are bound in proteins which make them undetectable. So then there's also saliva testing that you can do, which isn't 100% perfect, but it's better than a blood serum test. Okay, everyone in the room has hormonal imbalances to some extent. So these are some of the examples that you might have your hormones out of balance. So for example, it could be poor diet. So if you're not eating the right types of food, so when you're looking at things like consuming lots of processed meats, or if you're consuming a lot of foods that should possibly be organic that might have too many toxins in them, etc. Or a diet high in sugar as well, or high in carbohydrates of the simple types. Sedentary lifestyle, so which can be hard sometimes because sometimes if you work in an office you might be sitting down for most of the day, which is why it's really important to try and get out in your lunch break and move around, so do a bit of walking or go down to the gym, do a bit of exercise. So oxidation, so not getting enough oxygen to your brain as well. So that can be another reason why. Stress, this is definitely a big one. So if your adrenal glands are out and you're stressing about what you're going to cook for dinner, or things with the kids, or you've got all these things on your mind about what you need to do in your day-to-day life, which these days a lot of us do live a pretty busy life. So stress is definitely causing an imbalance too. Inflammation, so inflammation in the body, which can be caused from various things, as well as food, which we just talked about before. Your age also has an impact as well, so depending on what age in your life you're at. Environmental toxins, so sometimes you can't control these ones. It could be something as simple as sprays that people are spraying to kill weeds in the environment, and xenoestrogens, which we're going to talk a lot more into detail about very soon. It's a very important one, so remember the xenoestrogens. Okay, so these are some things that you might feel if your hormones are out of balance. So persistent muscle gain, loss of muscle mass, low libido, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, depression, insomnia, excessive sweating, digestive problems, food cravings. I know for me, there's definitely a lot on those lists that were definitely out in the past, and things that I still am consistently working towards today to try and get that perfect balance of hormones. Okay, so type 2 diabetes. So this is all related to hormones. So it's also related to your metabolic system, and it's inflammation in your body as well. So your body's actually creating insulin if the hormone cycle is not working, or if it's not all working together to be helpful. Hormone reduction. So natural process over time. So obviously you have your reproductive years, so your childbearing years as well, not long after that. So pregnancy, and then when you get to menopause. So there are 3 stages of your life that you go through, and your hormones naturally do reduce over time. So if you have too much estrogen in your body, which is usually, so between the 2 hormones that females have, which is estrogen and progesterone, a lot of the time estrogen is the more dominant one in the system. So these are some symptoms of estrogen dominance. So decreased sex drive, irregular or abnormal periods, so skipping them, or they're not on a monthly basis, bloating and water retention, which you do hear a lot of as well these days, breast swelling and tenderness and mood swings, depression, weight gain, cold hands and feet, headaches, osteoporosis. I was just listening, Dr. Libby, who I've listened to, part of my integrated nutrition course, she talks about, PMS is only caused by too much estrogen in the body, and it's not normal to get PMS symptoms, so mood swings, irritability, pain. She talks about how you shouldn't feel any PMS symptoms at all during your monthly cycle. Otherwise, if you do, then that means that you have too much estrogen in your body. Okay, remember how before we talked about xenoestrogens and I said to remember it? So xeno does mean foreign or strange, which you can see up on the screen, and it's structurally similar to estrogen. So if you have too many of these xenoestrogens in your body, they can mimic the natural estrogen that you produce, and it can also interfere. So your body starts to, well, I guess in a way, forget how to produce estrogen naturally because it already thinks that it's got enough estrogen in the body because of all these xenoestrogens that are coming in. I think I already talked about that. Yep, so it makes your body pretty much feel like you don't need to produce estrogen because it's already there by the xenoestrogens. And then people may start hormonal replacement therapy because of this cycle that can happen. So xenoestrogens are everywhere. And before I got into the whole health field and area, I definitely used everything on this list or ate everything from this list. And I can say now that definitely there's probably only 1 or 2 things on this list that I'm still improving on removing from my diet or my house. So canned fruit and vegetables. So think about, toxins that could be in the can or preservatives that are inside there to make it last such a long time. Is a fruit, think about a fruit and vegetables really meant to last that long? Are they really meant to have, a year of life, or are they meant to, die in a couple of weeks? Fruits and vegetables. Ice cream. This is definitely one of the ones that I'm trying to cut back on because I just love ice cream so much. So I've been trying to make my own ice cream that's healthier. So, which I've been successful making ice cream out of cashews and ice cubes. Believe it or not, it actually tastes like ice creams. I couldn't believe it, being such a big ice cream lover. There's a few other things you put in for it as well, vanilla pods, and I have to get the recipe, and I put peppermint essential oil in there. But it's one of anyway, I can always put that up on our website. Then you're looking at produce from the store. So looking at that produce to see, okay, is there lots of preservatives in this produce? How's it being handled? Is there any pesticides on this produce, etc.? Same for the meat as well. Is the meat organic? Does the meat have any, how is it being treated beforehand? Has the cattle had antibiotics or artificial hormones injected into the cattle? Plastic bottles. So plastic bottles are something that no one should have. Everyone should be swapping over to glass drink bottles or stainless steel bottles. So you're not, because the plastic actually leaches chemicals, and then you end up drinking those chemicals that the plastic is leaching over time. Makeup. Lots of makeup brands possibly should not be on the market, or should change some of their ingredients, because some of them are very bad for you to be putting on your skin, some of the toxins that are inside them. So swapping over to a more natural makeup, I highly recommend, and that's something that I have done in the last 2 years. And there are a lot out there. Usually if you go to the organic shop or if you look online, I've personally bought my makeup overseas in America the last couple of years when I've gone over and got into over there from Whole Foods. They have a whole shop dedicated just to everything organic over there. And usually if it's mineral based and if you look at the ingredients, then it's more of an organic makeup. Pesticides. So this is a really big one as well. So thinking about has there been a spray? Have my fruit and vegetables been sprayed with pesticides. So really important. I highly recommend that you research the Dirty Dozen, which tells you the top 12 most pesticide-ridden fruit and vegetable that I highly recommend avoiding. And then there's the Clean 15 as well. So fruit and vegetables that you don't need to worry about buying organic because they're not sprayed with pesticides, or it's very little, or they're protected because they have a outside. For example, rock melon, that's completely fine, and avocado, because you're not eating the outside of the fruit or vegetable, so they're completely fine. And when you think about pesticides, don't forget too, if they're spraying crops with pesticides to kill all the pests, but the fruit and vegetable crop isn't dying, then it makes you wonder, if it's killing all these bugs, why are we then eating this fruit and vegetable that's covered in these pesticides? Personal care products. So this can tie in with makeup as well, but thinking about things like deodorants, that's a really big one that people really need to look into. So making sure you have an aluminium-free deodorant. Also looking at what are you putting onto your skin. You should only put onto your skin things that you're going to eat. So if you're putting on moisturizers that aren't natural for your body. What else? Tampons, that's a really big one as well. It's really important that you have organic tampons, so ones that aren't bleached. So there are 2 types here that I know of that you can easily buy from Coles and Woolworths. It's the TOM brand, so TOM, which stands for time of month, and there's one called Cottons. Not only are they good for the environment, but they're completely natural. They're made from cotton, and they're not bleached. They're free of all chemicals, etc. So really important tampons. I cannot say that enough, how important it is to change over to natural and organic tampons, because there are studies out there to say that they can cause infertility, the ones that do have bleach and chemicals inside them, when you think about how long it might be inside of you as well at a time. Commercially farmed and processed foods, so pretty much what I talked about before as well. So processed foods, if you're looking at something that doesn't really look in its natural form for eating, so things like Devon and ham and salami, things like that are pre-packaged and pretty processed, I highly recommend not eating them. Same for really processed cheeses and things like that. And then Teflon-based products as well, which a lot of people are quite aware of. Teflon, that's something in our house that we are still needing to change our Teflon products. And you can actually see in our Teflon products now that it's actually starting to break off the bottom of the cookware. So then we're actually eating that Teflon because it's coming off the bottom of the pots and going into our food, which is a really bad chemical for you to be eating. Okay, anyway, let's stop talking about all the negative things and let's talk about how you can balance your hormones. So there's 5 things that you can do. So reducing stress is definitely the biggest one, because your body can't produce progesterone naturally unless you have less stress in your life. So progesterone, sorry, I didn't pronounce it correctly. So you want to get the correct balance between the estrogen and progesterone. And to be able to raise that progesterone level, you need to reduce stress. So looking at your adrenal health and also looking at your cortisol levels. So looking at ways in your life that you can de-stress. There's also controlling toxins as well, which we talked a fair bit about in the last slide. So looking at something that I didn't talk about was natural cleaning products is really important. So if you're spraying cleaning products that aren't natural in your household, imagine all those toxins that are in your environment consistently as well. Even things like perfume, dry shampoo is a big one as well. Really, you can easily make your own dry shampoo with just some organic cornstarch and a couple of drops of peppermint and rosemary essential oil, and it works just as amazing as the one that you spray onto your hair, except I guess it just isn't as fast. You just have to physically put in your hair. And if you have brown hair, you need to add cacao powder to it to make it a bit darker. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off track here. Increasing progesterone, which is what I pretty much talked about before. So by controlling the toxins and reducing stress, etc., you're going to increase your progesterone. Treating symptoms, so symptoms that we talked about at the start that you may be getting from having too much estrogen in your body, and improving your nutrition. Okay, first one. So we're going to talk about stress first. So the 5 things I was talked about, we're going to go into more detail. And we're specifically going to be talking about oils today and some of the doTERRA products that you can use for reducing some of the things we just talked about there. Okay, so I'm sure you've probably already read the screen already, but progesterone is converted to cortisol, which is talked about, and adrenaline inhibits the proper interaction of progesterone within cells. Both of these lead to estrogen dominance and the resulting symptoms. So I pretty much talked about that already on the last page. So to be able to raise your progesterone, you need to look at your adrenaline health and your cortisone levels. So to help decrease your adrenaline, so to support them, a really great oil for that is basil essential oil. And all you would do is literally just rub a couple of drops on your adrenals, which are just on the back. So they're down the bottom on the back of your hip area there, just above your bottom. I know this one off by heart from the last couple of years of my life because I had a lot of adrenal fatigue. And there's also a product called DDR Prime, which is all about cellular health and renewal. That's also an amazing product that doTERRA does, which comes in oil form or in capsule. That's really great for helping support your adrenals. Also up here on the screen, it talks about rose and patchouli, which if you can buy them separately. Sorry, not the rose, which doTERRA doesn't do because it's not sustainable for the environment to have rose for sale. But they do a promo once a year where you can earn it for free. But the Whisper essential oil does already have rose inside it and patchouli. And there's also another blend called Soluble, which has rose essential oil in it as well if you're looking for that one. Also the citrus oils, so citrus oils such as lemon, orange, bergamot, lime, they're all really great for helping with stress. Ylang ylang, oh, such a beautiful flower, that one. Comes all the way from Madagascar. Such a beautiful smell. Roman chamomile. You've got Solace, which is also now called Claricalm. So we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about that one. It's all about balancing hormones, but one of the other benefits is for stress reduction as well. Serenity, which is called Lavender Peace as well in the Australian ordering system with the oils. Brian and I always go to bed with the Serenity oil every single night, so either diffusing in the diffuser or we put it straight onto the back of our neck. We also apply balance every night before bed as well, so to balance all the cells in your body, and then I also put on the balance in the morning underneath my feet too. Definitely my go-to oil morning and night. Elevation is a really beautiful blend as well, which is called the uplifting blend, so it helps uplift you but then also help support feelings of stress. Frankincense, lavender, cypress, and white fir. So when you're using the oils for stress, you always need to make sure you smell the oil because that's going to help as well as putting it on your body. So you just put a couple of drops in the palm of your hand of whichever oil that you choose, and you take a nice deep couple of inhalations, a couple of times, just nice deep breath, and then it's best to rub it on the back of your neck, the oil. If it's a citrus oil, you need to make sure that you don't go out in the sun for a couple of hours afterwards and sunbake because it has photosensitivity. So best off using the citrus oils on days when you don't plan to sunbake, or if it's on the back of your neck and your hair's down, that's fine. Or even if you use it before bedtime, it's a great idea as well. Just make sure that it's not a citrus oil that's going to elevate you if you're going to use it before bed. So one that's going to keep you awake. You definitely don't want that either. Here's a blend that you could make as well. So you can mix a bit of bergamot, Roman chamomile, and frankincense together. So 1 drop of each. You can apply it to the bottom of the feet, back of the neck, temples, and like I said before, don't forget to inhale the aroma. So that blend is found to reduce stress immediately. The aroma touch technique, which Byron does do the aroma touch technique too if anyone's interested, which is something that we forget to tell people, but we actually have a massage table here and People come around and get the Aroma Touch technique, and it's a combination of 8 oils that go down your spine. It works on not only, so it works on 4 different areas, and one of them is stress, one of them is inflammation, and one of them is working on, I'm having a moment where I can't remember what it is. Your ordinate, anyway, I'm getting nervous now. When I remember, I'll tell you in a moment, but Byron's the master of the Aroma Touch technique. It's recommended if you have one of these once a week, otherwise twice a month or more if needed, to work on all those different areas when I can remember how to explain them to you properly. Okay, next one, controlling toxicity. So to be able to control toxins in your body or flush toxins out, these are some really great ways that you can do that. So Long Life Vitality Pack, which by far is my favorite product in doTERRA. That's honestly, I've been taking the Long Life Vitality Pack for over 2 years now and just have had so much amazing things happen in my life in that time, and just the way it makes you feel to be getting all those amazing good quality vitamins throughout your whole entire system, and knowing that they're vitamins that aren't synthetically made. They're the real deal vitamins that you can get. There's also vitamins in there for inflammation, digestive health, and removing toxins out of your body, which is what we're talking about now. Also for helping improve your mood and your energy levels, and repairing cells. So many important things in there. So they're all being formulated by doctors and scientists, so it's the correct balance of every type of supplement that you need all in one. And they actually have a 30-day back money guarantee of the Long Life Vitality Pack as well. So if you don't notice a change in 30 days, then you can send it back and get a full refund. So apparently when they've talked about long life vitality, there's been less than 20 people in the whole entire world that have ever asked for their money back, which is pretty amazing, I think so. Because everyone that's tried the Long Life Vitality Pack through us, they're always used, like they love it, and everyone just wants to keep using it because it just changes so much in their life. Anyway, I'm blabbing on. Citrus oils, so that's a really great way to remove toxins from your body, so to detox. So I use citrus oils in my water every single time I drink water. I don't have water without oils in it these days, and I've been doing that for the last 2.5 years. So there's examples there of lemon, wild orange, grapefruit, lime. There's also the Smart and Sea oil, which is definitely one of my favorite oils to use. Otherwise, I like to use lemon and grapefruit mixed together. And you just need 3 to 5 drops of oil at a time in your water. Don't forget, you can't use plastic water bottles when you're using citrus essential oils, because it will break down the plastic and make it even more toxic for you. But like we talked about before, no one should be using plastic water bottles anyway. Geranium, so you can apply it topically over the liver. So if you're going to do that, just 1 or 2 drops. So that will help detox the liver. So that's where lots of toxins get stored, in your liver. And also over the adrenal glands as well, so to help with stress too, and to support that. And don't forget, if you're trying to lose weight, then the first thing you need to do is to detox, because the first thing your body's doing is trying to detox all those toxins that are in your body before it even gets to digesting your food, let alone regulating your weight. So you've got to think about those things if you are trying to lose weight as well, that removing toxins is the main thing that you need to focus on first of all. Obviously exercise and food, etc., plays a part as well, a balance of all of them. Then you've also got grapefruit, helichrysum and lemongrass, which can be taken internally, 4 to 5 drops in a capsule, or applied topically over the liver. Rosemary is also a great support for the liver, and if you want to use that, you just apply it topically or take it in a capsule. So if you're going to take that in a capsule as well, the rosemary, then it will just be a couple of drops, 2 or 3 drops. Digestin as well, it's not only great for the digestive system, but it's also great for the liver. And Xenoestrogen, which is a blend, so really great for detoxing the system. is endocrine essential oil. Might just move on. This endocrine is really, it's just really amazing for cleansing the liver especially, so just cleansing all those systems that need to be detoxified. So ways that you can increase the progesterone, which I talked a little bit about before, so removing stress from your life, which I know it's hard to remove stress completely because of the lifestyle that we live in now, compared to how our bodies, well, over time, the evolution of how humans used to live and now the way that we live now, it's definitely a lot more, can be more stressful things in life, but just trying to decrease the amount of stress and looking at ways that you can. So Long Life Vitality Pack is come up again. And you've probably already read some of the things that are up there. So the VM, which is part of the Long Life Vitality Pack, it's a multivitamin that's inside there, and then it assists the body by helping naturally generate the progesterone, and with the antioxidants, vitamins A, C, E, B vitamins, zinc, etc. So oregano may also be used for short periods of time. So keeping in mind that oregano is a natural antibiotic. So whenever you use it, you only want to use it for up to 10 days at a time, just like you would a normal packet of antibiotics, because it's detoxing your body. So it's really important that you don't go over those 10 days when you're using it. So you just literally put a drop or two on the bottom of your feet for those 8 to 10 days, just once a day. If you are run down and have a cold or a flu, etc., then you can put it underneath your feet 3 times a day for 10 days. So 1 or 2 drops. So the oregano, don't worry about thinking that you have to take it internally for it to work better. The feet, underneath your feet, is actually one of the best places to put oils, because it's in your bloodstream in 30 seconds and it's circulating around your whole system. Geranium, the oregano oil, if you do have really sensitive skin or feet, then you need to dilute it. It's quite a hot oil, and especially for children as well, you need to make sure that you dilute oregano oil as well. So in about a tablespoon of carrier oil, such as coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, fractionated coconut oil, which is one doTERRA does. Frankincense. So it's talking here about cis as well. So also for any abnormalities considered to prevent their formation. It also balances the endocrine system too. So frankincense, so 2 to 3 drops under the tongue every night and every morning. I personally do this myself every single morning. I should actually do it at night time as well. Cells and also manage mood as well. So then the endocrine system, which is such an important system to balance. So here's some suggestions of how you can treat symptoms. So don't forget, you need to look at the underlying cause of the symptoms, but then this is just ways that you can treat them in the short term. So for example, if you're having a hot flash, then you can just apply 1 or 2 drops of peppermint on the back of your neck. Same for geranium. Otherwise, any citrus oils, balance oil underneath your feet and on the back of your neck. Clary sage as well, back of the neck. Any of them on the back of your neck or underneath your feet is a great place to deal with any hot flashes you may get. And if you do wake up throughout the night and you've already put on the oils before you go to bed and you wake up a couple of hours later, you can reapply the oils in the middle of the night. So I always keep oils next to my bed just in case, you know, you need to have a little bit of extra support to help you get back to sleep in the middle of the night, or, you know, if you're waking up with hot flashes, etc. Fatigue, so some really good oils to help support fatigue is ginger and peppermint, white fir, Long Life Vitality Pack, which we've talked about. So they'll help you get a little bit of extra energy and help, I guess, get through the day. And then you can also address what's causing the fatigue in the first place in your life that you could look at. So looking at your thyroid as well, some really great oils to support that. Peppermint, clove, and lemongrass. So you just apply 1 to 2 drops over your thyroid area. Brain fog and memory issues. It's definitely been a big one for me that I've improved over the last couple of years. So all you do with frankincense, in tune, and peppermint is you need to apply them to the base of your skull. So there's a little, if you feel the back of your head, kind of where the back of your neck meets your head, there's a little area there that's best to apply some oils for brain fog and memory issues. And then also behind your ears as well. So behind your ears, there's a little bone there that's a really great place to apply the frankincense and in tune. And then peppermint as well. You'll notice that if you take some peppermint internally or in your water, you'll find that it really helps your brain fog and memory issues. Low libido. So you've got there ylang ylang, which is a natural aphrodisiac already, that oil. Patchouli, ginger, peppermint, elevation, clary sage, and whisper. So lots of these oils we've already talked about that are beneficial for other things as well as treating low libido. So a lot of them are for in the stress blends as well. So weight gain, so the Slim and Sassy, sorry, I should change that. It's now called Smart and Sassy in Australia. So really great for supporting your metabolic system. We talked about this before, metabolic. So really good for targeting fat around the stomach area. So also, the Smart and Sassy is also really good for regulating your blood sugar levels and regulating your cortisol levels, which we talked about before, that for your body to naturally produce progesterone, you need to regulate your cortisol levels. So the Smart and Sassy is a great blend to be able to help you with that. So all you need to do is put 3 to 5 drops of the Smart and Sassy in your water, and you drink it throughout the day. It also is really good for detoxing, amazing for cellulite. Cannot tell you how amazing it is for cellulite, Slim and Sassy, which cellulite is caused in the first place from having too many toxins in the body and the liver being liver needing to be detoxed because there's too much going on in there, which then causes the cellulite. And then any citrus oils as well, so is going to help with weight gain because you want to detox everything out of your body that shouldn't be in there. Nutrition. So we've already talked about long life vitality packs, so being able to get all those really good quality vitamins insight into you. Raw seeds and nuts are also really great. So thinking about things like pepitas, you could look at cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts. What else do I eat? Pepitas. I think I may have already said that. Sunflower seeds. Then you've got avocados for your wound and fertility as well. Avocados, when you listen to what's his name? Oh, I've forgotten. It'll come back to me in a minute. So avocados, I love to just mush them up with a fork and put in a little bit of lime or lemon essential oil, and you can add in there some cumin or some other things to make a nice guacamole. Some red onions, really nice in there. Your leafy greens as well, which I'm sure lots of us know that leafy greens are so important for us. So looking at spinach in particular. Then you've got your flax seeds and then your whole foods. So making sure that you're putting lots of whole foods into your diet. So lots of fruits and vegetables that you're eating. So if you shop on the outside of Coles and Woolworths, that's a great way to access your whole foods. But even better if you go to a local farmer's market as well and get some fresh produce that may have been picked from the trees that morning. So, you know, some nice fresh apples or carrots that were just pulled out of the ground. Just went to Terga Primary School's fete on the weekend, and they had all fresh spinach and produce and eggs from their chickens that they just pulled out of the ground that morning, and it was from a completely organic garden. I was really excited to be able to eat that when I got home. Chia seeds, definitely really important. I always add chia seeds to my bliss balls. Also, I have chia seeds every morning in my breakfast, whether it be my oats and quinoa that I mix together with chia seeds, or in my smoothies or shakes that I have in the morning. Seaweed is really good for you, something that I need to put more of it into my diet. And then you have vegetables and vegetable juices as well, which you can get gain so many amazing nutrients from a vegetable juice. And notice that it said vegetable juice instead of a fruit juice. It's okay to have a fruit juice as well, but it's better if you have juices that have mostly lots of vegetables in them as well. So green juices would be one to go for. Okay, here's this is a supplement that doTERRA does that's a natural phytoestrogen. So if you look at the ingredients inside it as well, so it's not genetically modified soy either that's inside their phytoestrogen complex. And then you've got flax seeds and pomegranate, which we talked about before for the flax seeds, how important it is in part of your nutrition on the last part. So that's just a month's supply of the phytoestrogen tablets. So it just tells you a little bit about it here. So the natural plant extracts that support your hormones, so helping support that balance between the estrogen and phytoestrogen in your body. You can just have a quick read there. Also talks a bit at the bottom down here how it can help reduce uncomfortable symptoms associated with PMS and the transition through menopause, healthy bones, heart, breast tissue, etc. Don't forget before how I talked about when there is more estrogen in your body, that's what creates PMS. So if you have the right balance between the phytoestrogen and estrogen, then it will help with the PMS symptoms, which I talked about. Dr. Libby said you shouldn't have any symptoms at all. The Women's Bone Nutrient Complex, this is also another amazing supplement they have. When you look at all the amazing ingredients that are inside it, so all your zinc and copper and calcium, sorry, I forgot which one I said then for a minute, etc. So you can see all the amounts that are inside it. So have another quick read. So talking about, again, which I talked about at the start, how bone mass begins to decline as you age and your bones can become more brittle. That's why they say it's always important to make sure you're getting enough calcium and that you're looking after your bones. Really good point here as well. They're going to actually change the name of it, doTERRA, to bone nutrient complex, because it can actually be used by men and women. And when I do my Xenoestrgens for clients that come around, sometimes the men have the women's bone nutrient come up, and I always have to reassure them it's okay, it can be used for men as well, because men, it's also important for them to make sure that they're getting all those nutrients for them too. Okay, this is the Solace, which is also known as Claricalm, which I talked about in the stress section. So this is such an amazing blend. I use this every single month. It's so amazing for managing all these things here that it says on the screen. So muscle tension, uplifting your mood, balancing hormones. Really great for supporting your emotions, muscle tension, relaxing, really good for any stress, which I talked about before. Endocrine system, which you've got here. So a lot of them are overlapping as well with calming and helping reduce stress with the different oils. This one's really important, supporting healthy thyroid levels. So it has all these really beautiful oils inside the blend. It actually smells so beautiful, this blend, that a lot of people, when I'm wearing it, ask me what type of perfume I'm wearing. And I usually say, joke and say, oh, it's just my hormone balancing oil that I'm wearing. So to use this oil, you just rub, it comes in a roller bottle, and you just apply it straight to your abdomen. You can also apply it to your wrists, back of your neck, under your feet. And you can do that throughout the day, so every couple of hours if need be. So if you're having really strong symptoms of period pain or PMS, then you can use it every couple of hours or so. Otherwise, once or twice a day should be fine. So you can have a quick read of that. So pretty much what you talked about. So Gives you temporary relief from cramps, nausea, hot flashes, emotional swings. And then I already talked about the Long Life Vitality Pack before, and this is just the visual of the 3 of them broken up. So we have here the Alpha CRS. So this one here is the most amazing out of the 3 of them because it's all about cellular repair and renewal. Really great for inflammation in the body as well. When you look at all the amazing ingredients it has inside there too. And then it's also got the Tummy Tamer blend, turmeric in there. You can have a quick little read. It also has an energy blend inside there as well, the Alpha CRS, so to help maintain your energy levels throughout the day. This is the second one in the Long Life Vitality Pack. So this is the fish oil. If you're vegan, they have a vegan option as well. So it's completely free from fish. And the fish oil that they use inside doTERRA as well, it's free from heavy metals and toxins too. So you can see all the different types as well. So not only do they use fish concentrate, then you've got your flaxseed, borage, cranberry, pomegranate, etc. And then it actually has essential oils inside the capsules. So you're getting all your clove and frankincense and cumin and peppermint, which is really amazing because there's no vitamins out there that actually have essential oils inside them. So most people know what fish oil is for. So if you want, you can have a quick little read through here. So all about, supporting healthy joints and your cardiovascular system, brain health, your immune system. Really great for if you have any, if you have any inflamed, sorry, I'll spit it out, areas in your body, the fish oil is really going to help with that as well. Then you've got your vitamin D, E, etc. And then the last one of the 3 is the doTERRA multivitamin that we talked about before. So when you look at all the different multivitamins that are inside it here, it also has a Tummy Tamer blend as well inside it. And then it's got the whole food blends. So all the vitamins that you need in a daily basis. You can have a quick read of this one. And that's the end. Thank you everyone for spending the time to join me tonight and listen to my presentation on hormonal balancing. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the group chat. I think I know how to use it. If not, you can contact us on Facebook or via email as well. So you can just info@pureoils.com.au is our email address if you want to email us. Otherwise, we also run classes as well where we can help you, or we do one-on-one consultations too. You can just ask us about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here tonight, which I already said. Bye-bye.